Welcome back to another English lesson. Did you know I am an American teacher in an American classroom? Well, last night, something I think pretty frightening happened in Minnesota. Now, luckily, nobody died this time, but a congresswoman, and we will talk about what that means a little later, she was attacked with some unknown substance in a syringe. Now, I know I just used a couple very advanced vocabulary words. Don't worry. By the end of this English lesson, you will know what they mean. Together, we will watch a news clip, and in that news clip, they are going to talk about what happened to Congresswoman Omar, but they are going to use some pretty difficult vocabulary. Don't worry. That's where I come in. That's where I will teach you all of these new words. Words you might see on the IELTS or TOEFL exam, or words you might hear a native English speaker say in a regular everyday conversation. If that sounds good to you, I am going to finish up here, drive home, and get into a place where I can teach English a little better. Before we do that, if you don't mind, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if this is your first time here, and I will see you in just a minute.
Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar there attacked while speaking at a town hall event in Minneapolis Tuesday night. In the video, seconds after Omar calls on DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to resign, a man approaches her, sprays an unknown liquid on her with a syringe.
Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
CNN's Sarah Seidner was at that town hall. She saw all this happen. Sarah, what did it look like from your perspective?
I don't know about you, but that was pretty scary to me. There is an elected official, so the people of her district elected her. They liked her. And you see a man coming from nowhere, squirting something on her from a syringe. So luckily it wasn't a gun, but who knows what was in that syringe? We don't know yet. At least we haven't found out from the news. So we have about 20 terms they will use in the newscast that I thought were difficult. And we will talk about each and every one of them. But I need to put my glasses on first. I'm getting old. A few people in the comments have said, you are not old. And I thank you for that. But I do have a filter on my face, which helps me look a little younger. Congresswoman. Congresswoman. You might also hear congressman or congressperson. But Ilhan Omar is a woman. So we say Congresswoman. Let's make that a little bigger. For each of these terms, I will have a picture. I will have the official definition, and I will use it in a sentence. So a congresswoman is a female member of Congress, and they are the group of people who make laws in the United States. Now, in a couple months, I am going to have a course, and there is a QR code up there. It's not ready yet. But if you would like to be the first to know about this course, we are going to cover things a little deeper when it comes to watching the news. Here on YouTube, I need to be a little quicker, keep people watching. With the course, we can dive deeper. We'll talk about the three branches of government, what Congress is, why it's not the Senate, how they are different. We'll talk about the executive branch. So if you want to be one of the first people to know about that course, check the description, check the comments, QR code up there. But let's use Congresswoman in a sentence. The Congresswoman listened to the people's questions. Now we should probably talk about who Ilhan Omar is. And I have 2 slides to help you understand who she is. Really quickly here, she is the name of a specific U.S. politician. She's a congresswoman from Minnesota, and Minnesota has been in the news quite a bit lately. Mostly, no, I think completely for bad news, unfortunately. But let's read a sentence that uses Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar gave a speech about new laws. But here, let's dive a little deeper into who she is. We already know she is a U.S. Congresswoman. She is a member of the U.S. House of Representatives representing Minnesota. That is hard to say, right? U.S. House of Representatives. Look at the middle. She is a refugee, or she was, and she became a citizen. Born in Somalia, she came to the U.S. as a refugee at age 12. She became a U.S. citizen in 2000. So even though you weren't born in the United States, you can be a politician here. One of the few jobs you cannot have is president. Our president needs to be born in the United States. So Ilhan Omar can never become president, but she can do almost everything else when it comes to politics. Take a look at the making history. In 2018, she became the first Somali American and one of the first Muslim women elected to Congress. Her focus when it comes to politics, right at the bottom, she works on human rights, education, and healthcare. Next, we have Town Hall. Ilhan Omar was giving a speech at a town hall. So let's talk about what a town hall is. That is a meeting where a politician talks to the public and answers questions. And I guess she does this monthly. In other words, she does this once a month. Many people went to the town hall to voice their opinions. And take a look, voice there is used as a verb. At that town hall meeting, she was talking about wanting Kristi Noem to either resign or be impeached. We will talk about both of those terms in a second, but we should also talk about who Kristi Noem is. She is the name of a politician. She is actually not the governor anymore. We'll talk about what she does for the U.S. government, though. Here's a sentence that uses Kristi Noem. The speaker mentioned Kristi Noem during the debate. So let's take a look at farm life and family. She grew up on a farm in South Dakota, left college to run the family business after her father died. And just in case you don't know where South Dakota is located in the United States, it is definitely one of our 50 states, but it's like right in the middle of the country. South Dakota leader. She served in the U.S. Congress. She became the first female governor of South Dakota in 2018. And let's look at Homeland Security because this is what her job is now. Appointed U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security in 2025, focusing on border and national safety. In other English lessons, we've talked about what the Department of Homeland Security is. It's quite a mouthful. It's hard to say. So sometimes you might just hear it called DHS, and she is the leader of it. It's basically the part of the government that keeps the United States safe. Right at the bottom, her focus is working on immigration enforcement, border security, and national safety. Ilhan Omar wants Kristi Noem to resign. Let's talk about what resign means. To officially leave a job voluntarily. So that doesn't mean she's getting fired. It means she wants to leave the job. The manager decided to resign because he wanted a different career. Ms. Omar said that Kristi Noem should either resign or be impeached. Let's talk about what impeachment means. It is a formal process to accuse a government leader of doing something wrong, which can lead them to being removed from their job. During President Trump's last term, he became the first president to be impeached twice. Two other presidents have been impeached. One was Bill Clinton, the other was Andrew Jackson, but no president has ever been kicked out of office or forced out of office. We did have one president who resigned, that was Richard Nixon, back in the 1970s. Here is a sentence that uses impeachment. The news reported that the president might face impeachment. Do you know what a liquid is? There was some kind of liquid that was thrown at Miss Omar. So let's talk about what a liquid is. It's a substance, and we will talk about substance in a little bit, that flows like water, not a solid or a gas. And if you look at the picture, there are three types of liquids there. Here's the sentence. Water, juice, and milk are all types of liquid. Coffee. Coffee is also a liquid. Are you addicted to coffee? Please let me know in the comments. I love the taste of coffee, but it often gives me a headache, so I drink other things so I can get my caffeine fix. A syringe. A syringe. This might be kind of difficult to say. A syringe. It is a medical tool with a needle used to inject or spray liquid. So the doctor is sticking the needle into the man's arm, but the part where the liquid is held, that is the syringe. Here's a sentence that uses syringe. The doctor used a syringe to give the patient a vaccine. Sprayed. Sprayed is next. It's the past tense of spray, and it means sent out a liquid in a shower of very small drops. He sprayed water on the plants to keep them fresh. Do you want a bonus term or a bonus saying? Sometimes when people talk, they spit. Water comes out of their mouth. I am probably guilty of this as a teacher. I try to project my voice to the back of the room, so I'm almost yelling probably when I'm teaching, and I must admit, sometimes a little bit of spit comes out. I hope I've never hit a student. But if somebody is talking to you and they accidentally spit on you when they're talking, you can say it, don't spray it. Vinegar. Vinegar. This is a tough one to describe because it is like a food. Some people like to put vinegar and oil on their salad. And they said the liquid had a vinegary smell. That is the adjective form of vinegar. Let's get the official definition. A sour tasting liquid often used in cooking, like on salads. I like to put oil and vinegar on my, oh no, I am covering it up. I like to put oil and vinegar on my salad. I had substance in one of the previous definitions. Let's talk about what a substance is. It is a good word to know when you don't know exactly what something is. Here's the official definition. A particular kind of material or matter. The police found a strange, sticky substance on the floor.
Look, there was a lot of fear initially. People couldn't figure out what happened. He was towards the very front of all of the rows of people who had come to the town hall, which, by the way, she has monthly. We were in North Minneapolis. She had it at the Urban League. And as soon as he sort of jumped up and came towards her, it was interesting to note that as he went around the side, he had what looked like a syringe in his hand, some sort of liquid he sprayed out of it, and you could immediately smell it. It smelled kind of like vinegar, a vinegary substance. We still don't know exactly what was in that syringe. An investigation we now know is underway. But after he did that, Ilhan Omar herself, the Congresswoman, went for him. She cocked her arm back, and it looked like she was going to lunge toward him. But before she had a chance to do that, her own security detail jumping on him, taking him to the ground, eventually wrestling his arms behind his back and taking him out of the vicinity so that he could be brought in by police.
Okay, I know that slide says number 9. I'm not sure why the numbers are mixed up. I'm not sure why they are off. But after Ilhan Omar was sprayed with that mystery substance, that mystery liquid, she went after him. I thought she was pretty brave for that. And she refused to stop giving her speech. She goes after him. What does that mean? It is a phrase meaning she tries to catch, attack, or fight him. When the thief stole her bag, she went after him to get it back. Okay, be careful with this word, cocked. It is a verb. There is a different form of this word that I will not talk about, but it's slang, and you might get in trouble if you use it in the wrong place. But this is a verb, cocked. Prepared for action usually implies pulling back an arm to punch or part of a gun to shoot. The boxer cocked his arm back, ready to throw a punch. Yeah, so you can cock a gun before you fire it, or you can cock your arm. I'm making a fist right now, but I'm cocking my arm back to throw a punch. Lunge. Do you know this verb? Lunge. In the picture, you can see that dog is lunging at that squirrel. It means to make a sudden, quick forward movement towards someone or something like that dog is doing. The dog tried to lunge at the squirrel in the park. Wrestling his arms, that means using physical strength to hold or struggle with someone's arms. And you can see that police officer or security guard is putting that man's arms behind his back so he can handcuff him. The security guard was wrestling his arms to stop him from moving. What does it mean to see something from your perspective? It means your point of view or the way you see or understand a situation. From your perspective, is this a good idea or a bad one? I think we have talked about this English phrasal verb on the channel before, but it's a good one to know. Maybe this is review. To figure out something. It means to understand or solve a problem after thinking about it. In the picture, it looks like that person is trying to figure out how to put that puzzle together. Oh no, a couple English phrasal verbs there I just used. Here's the sentence. It took me a long time to figure out the answer to the puzzle. Next, we have row. Maybe you hear like a row of seats. There is a row of seats on the airplane. That is a line of seats or things arranged side by side. Ooh, sitting in the front row of a performance, that is pretty cool. We sat in the front row so we could see the stage clearly. What does it mean if something is underway? That means it's happening right now or it's already started. The project is underway, so we are very busy working on it. Like this English lesson is underway right now. It started like 15, 20 minutes ago? Vicinity is next. Vicinity. Definition. The area near or surrounding a specific place. Is there a good restaurant in the vicinity? So maybe you are new to a town and you don't want to go too far. So you are looking for a good restaurant in the vicinity, like nearby. Boom. You did it. You made it to the end of another pretty difficult English lesson. Right down there, a whole bunch of other English lessons about Minnesota. Some very sad things have happened in Minnesota recently, more specifically, the city of Minneapolis. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.